Hello everyone and welcome back to HairCraft&Color Salon. I just want to start by saying thank you so much for all the love and feedback and views and subscriptions on my very first video. I was not expecting that at all, but today's going to be a little bit different. So instead of a Practically Magic makeover, which we will get back to, I'm going to do an everyday styling techniques, tips, tricks for my personal everyday curls. So there's so many different curl techniques, but all of my pictures and videos that you will see either on my Instagram or for future on my hair videos, this is going to be the techniques and tips and tricks for this exact look. So I've recently had a few clients who sat in my chair who I've done their hair quite a few times. They said they try to create my curls at home and they either didn't get the same amount of longevity or they didn't get the exact same look. So I thought I'd make a video going step by step of how I created this. So if you want to see how I created these curls, then stay tuned and we'll get started. Now, before we go straight into curling, I am actually going to wash my hair and blow dry it today. 85% of the volume in your style is actually going to come from blow drying. So you can work with air dried hair, that's absolutely fine. You can still curl, no problem. But if you want the most volume with your style, I highly recommend blow drying it first. So you can use like tassel spray, texture spray, dry shampoo to help build volume in your hair, but that is also going to take away from your shine and it's not going to last as long. So I'm going to go ahead and wash off camera, come back and show you techniques for building volume with the blow dry. I am going to use the Acidic Bond Builder treatment by Redken. It gives a ton of shine. I call it the glass hair treatment. So you will see a lot of shine back in my hair. And I also did an oil treatment in preparation knowing I was going to wash my hair. I will go through in another video all about hair scalp treatments. I highly, highly recommend them. And I'll be back. Okay, after washing, I went ahead, first product I used was the Acidic Bond Builder leave-in treatment. This has heat protection in it, it's going to give smoothness, shine, split end mending, everything. So I put about a dime size of this, mainly through here, down, and whatever's left over I kind of work up slowly. I then went and used the Redken Frizz Dismiss oil. Love this. This gives shine, smoothness, and a little bit of extra moisture. Then I put in the Kenra volume mousse. So just a dollop of this, worked it everywhere, even into the roots, because this is going to help give volume. And we are going to go ahead and get started with the blow dry. Now, I think I decided today I'm going to go ahead and part in the middle. Now, the area that dries first is always that front hairline, like I said in my previous video. So I'm going to go ahead and actually start with the very just front hairline, just concentrating on this area. It's the first to dry, and my bangs. So I'm going to get that area first, and then we'll go ahead and work our way up. Okay, now that we got that whole front area dry with some volume in it, I'm going to decide what I'm going to do with my bangs later. I'm going to go ahead and take down my next section. I'll spin around so you can see. So I'm going to grab from where my top of my ears are all the way back where my fingers will meet, and that will be my next section. Okay, now that that section is just about all dry here, I'm going to go ahead and incorporate the next section. So I'm going to take from the top of the temples on back, go ahead and meet. This will be my next section, and we'll be back. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and take down the final section, and the reason why I said basically almost dry is because sometimes the previous section gets kind of taken up into your new section, and I don't want to cause any over drying. So when it's like almost dry, I go ahead and take down the next section, because as I work on the next section, sometimes I pick up that previous section. So last section here, and then we'll get to curling. All right, now the hair is completely dry. It is not cold to the touch. It's not damp anywhere. We can go ahead and start curling. But if you saw from the video, to get those roots lifted, I can just use my hands. So it's completely fine to just pull the hair taut with your hands, get those roots dry. Works just as well as a brush. Of course, if you have curly or wavy hair, using a round brush really helps because it can really pull it taut and you can really smooth out the hair. Now, I am going to tell you, I do not recommend those blow dryer brushes, whether they have metal bristles or plastic bristles. The mechanism itself is plastic and they do not regulate heat. It is too much direct contact to your hair. Your hair, while it's wet, is at its most fragile state. So that direct heat coming from those blow dryer brushes touching your hair is going to cause a lot of damage. Now, I don't know if you can see that well in my video. I use the blow dryer and the brush, but I keep it a distance. I do not place the blow dryer and the brush together and sandwich the hair. Again, that direct heat touching that wet hair is going to cause a ton of breakage. So always keep a little bit of distance between the blow dryer and your hair. You will get it dry, you will get it smooth, but you do not want to cause any breakage. Now, the curling iron that I'm using today is my Babyliss Pro Titanium XL. So the XL stands for extra long. It works very well for me having every type of hair and extreme long hair. You can fit more hair in the barrel. Now, titanium plates are right now the best metal grade for hair. It doesn't cause any friction damage, which a lot of like the ceramic plated type of curling irons and straighteners, not only when you're gliding it through the hair, it does not glide. You feel like that tug, that pull, and you could hear that scraping that causes friction damage, and it could regulate heat better than ceramic or any other type of plates out there. So when it says it's at like 355, it's at 355. The other metal grades tend to overheat, and that's when you see those videos when people are curling their hair and the hair comes off in it. So yes, this is what I'm going to use today. And I'm going to start off with the same sectioning I did for the blow dry. Now, the top of the ears up is my first section, just like it was in the blow dry. Now, for me, I pull the hair forward. I have all the hair forward. I kind of split it in half, pull it forward. I start up top. I start up top and I slowly hit the lever, release the hair just a tiny bit, and work my way down. Once I get to the ends, you see these little bits of ends out here. I go ahead and twist the hair out and pull those ends and drop it. Now it will look like this. Do not touch it. Let it cool. This is where you're going to get the setting and the longevity of your curl. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the next section. I start up top, slowly work my way down. Get to those ends where they're sticking out a little. Twist it out, pull those ends, and drop. Let it cool. Now, the reason why you need to start at the top, it doesn't matter what kind of curl you're doing, start at the top, not at the ends. This is the oldest part of your hair, and when you grab at the ends and roll it up, it has to break through all of this hair to get the heat to this section. So that's why a lot of people will still have a little bit of curl at the ends, and it falls flat from the middle to the roots of the hair because that hair does not get the same amount of heat as the ends do. And then this will end up getting too much heat and cause a lot of breakage. Now I will go ahead. I'm going to use my Pulp Riot Firm Hold Hairspray. It smells amazing. I'm going to go ahead and lightly spray, toss back, lightly spray, toss back, and I will go ahead and take my next section down. So top of the temples, back, down, top of the temples, back, down. Clip this up. Now, if you have thicker hair, you might take one more section than I do. My hair's quite fine. I have quite a bit of it, but I need to take less sections than someone with very thick hair would take. Now, in all my hair pictures and videos, this is the exact curl technique that I use. I always go away from the face. So both sides, I will work away from the face. You can alternate the curls and make it even more textured or tasseled or undone. My curls, I do a little bit more perfected. And again, you can change the direction, but always that very first curl in front of the face, you always want to go away. So I'm going to go ahead and continue, start up top, work my way down, and then twist out. So you can see I do not have to hold the curling iron in the hair very long at all. Every section is getting heated the same amount. You don't have to hold it in, causing any breakage. It is very quick, very easy, and you will have beautiful curls. Again, always making sure I'm going away from the face. Grabbing my hairspray. Keeping the curls intact, tossing them back. Next section. Now for me and all my fine haired girls, this will be your last and final section. If you have thicker hair, split this one into two. So I'm just going to continue doing the same thing, but this final section, I start the curls a little bit lower. I keep everything starting at eye level. You don't want your curls starting all the way up here. Unless you want a ton of volume, but it's going to shrink the hair. The more curl you have, it's going to shrink the hair. So personally, I start at eye level, slowly incorporating, get to those ends there, and twist out, pull those ends, drop. I'm going to toss that back. Now, the bigger the sections you take, the looser the curl. The smaller sections you take, the tighter the curl. And there we are. Go ahead and do this side. Starting at eye level, slowly working my way down. Twist out, pull the ends, drop. Last piece. Make sure I got all of it in there. Eye level. Getting to those ends. I'm actually going to redo that piece because it fell out. Happens sometimes, and that is okay. Get to those ends, toss it out, drop. There we go. Now the bangs, totally up to you what you want to do with it. I want to make sure it's not unblended. I want to kind of blend it in a little bit. So those very ends, this longer area, I'm just going to give a little bit of a bend to. Same thing on this side, working away from the face. Just give a little bit of a bend to it. Now we'll give it a spritz, let it cool. Okay, now that everything is cool, if you feel the hair to the touch and it feels warm, it is not ready to shake out. This is when you can go ahead and do your makeup, get dressed, do all those things. But if you're already dressed, makeup is done like mine is right now, I just waited until my hair is cool to the touch. It is ready to shake out. Now, this is another way you're going to get all of your volume. You only need your fingers to comb out the curls, but once they're combed out, hairspraying your hair with a lot of volume, you either flip your hair upside down, rake out the curls with your fingers. That way, spray it while your head is still upside down and flip it back over. You will have like Texas hair. Or what I do with my clients in the chair, I'll just have them lean back like this over the chair. I will shake it out this way and spray it, and then have them sit forward to reveal big curls. Now, like I said, the easiest for you to do is just flip your head upside down, which is what I'm going to do, and I will rake out my curls and spray. All right, now we got big hair. You can go ahead and kind of put everything in place if you want it a little bit more perfected. I'm gonna kind of just smooth it out a little bit. I like volume, but I want it a little more tame. Okay, so this is the final look. We've got some nice defined soft textured curls. It does not shrink your length at all, but it does also not leave like completely straight ends. You get some nice texture and tassel. From the side, I will show you what it looks like. That hairspray is really soft to the touch. It does not feel like hairspray. You still get all that shine in there. From the back, we have those perfectly tousled curls, meeting in the middle there. This is my go-to for all my clients. Again, you can make it look a little bit more undone if you alternate the curls, but this is the final look. So please leave any comments or questions down below. I will get back to you. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, please leave them down below as well. We will get back to Practically Magic makeovers, but I wanted to do some tutorials in between because I have had some clients in my chair who have asked me, you know, show me how you curl, and they wanted to take like a little video so they can remember all my techniques and tricks. So I thought I would put a video up there for anybody for everyday styling. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.